So now to porosity and elasticity. The porosity test is to determine the condition of the cuticle. In order to do this, you need to take a few strands of hair, and ideally what you're feeling for is you're going against the direction of the hair, and what you're actually feeling for is whether the hair feels rough or whether it feels smooth. If the hair feels rough, it would indicate to you that the cuticles are raised and therefore the hair is really quite porous. You can ascertain from that that the hair's ability to absorb moisture will be quite quick, but it would also be quite quick to disperse the moisture back out again. Sometimes, if the clients use straighteners on their hair, the cuticle may always feel smooth, and this can give you a false indication of whether the hair is porous or not. If this is the case, it's a good idea to take a few strands of hair and just wet them down. And when the hair has returned back to its natural state, which we call alpha keratin, you can then run your fingers down and feel the true smoothness or roughness of the hair. So now I've wet this hair down, the hair is considerably more bumpy than it was when it was dry. I would expect this because the hair has been coloured, and therefore I would expect the hair to be naturally a little more porous. And so to elasticity. For elasticity, we're actually checking the condition of the cortex. It's the tensile strength of the hair. When you take an elastic band and you stretch it, a healthy elastic band will return back to its natural state. We would actually expect the hair to do the same. Hair in its wet state is more elastic than it is in its dry state. So in order to determine the elasticity of hair, we need to take a few strands, wet them down, and then just gently, with just very, very fine strands between the fingers and the thumb, you are pulling to see the stretchability and whether or not the hair returns back to its natural state. If it does stretch and return to its natural state, it would indicate to you that the hair and the cortex are relatively healthy. If the hair should continue stretching, the elasticity is increased. If the hair should snap straight off, then the elasticity is very, very poor. If either of the latter two, the breakage or the continuous stretching, occur, you would be very, very cautious in proceeding with permanent colours or high lift tints or even lightness.